Hey guys, it's Jonathan Chow with Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty. Today I am with my guest, Landon Miller with Landon Miller Homes. He's the builder himself, standing inside a Elysian model that is going to be available for sale next week for $1.83 million. Well, I wanted to ask Landon a few questions about, what made you want to start building homes here in Las Vegas, and what were you doing before that?
Yeah, so I started building here for a few reasons. I was originally in real estate back in California, and so I did that for about 11 years. Came out here and realized every house kind of looks similar in terms of the tracks, and my whole goal was to create something unique, something different to Vegas, something that architecturally hasn't really been done, at least at this price point. So that was kind of my mindset coming into this, and I started designing houses and looking at areas that I thought would fit what I was trying to do. And we have come up with this now, and we're on our 4th community, and more to come.
Nice, nice. And we're currently standing in the northwest side of town, nearby Centennial Hills, Lone Mountain. You have a higher elevation, and some of the lots you potentially get a view of Las Vegas Boulevard. Now, was that strategic? You wanted to be out here for those reasons, or was there other reasons?
So realistically, I lived out here, and I kind of got more familiar with this area. It was a lot easier to find the half-acre parcels that I really try to do. Most of my homes will fit best on a half-acre parcel, currently what I have designed. So that's what I ended up doing. It was more just the zoning of what I wanted to build, and the Southwest and Northwest worked the best, and I was more familiar with the Northwest. So that's where I kind of started the career.
Yeah. One of the things I really like about his product is the footprint. The floor plan works really well. He adds on things such as a RV garage that really caters to those that have that lifestyle need or just simply want more space for storage or for entertaining, right? So I think his product is unique in that sense, as well as the finishes. It's just done differently than comparable price point homes around the valley. And in a minute, we're gonna go inside and take a look at this model and point out some of the key differences that he has. So let's go check it out. It's much warmer in here. All right, we're gonna go check out the great room first because I feel like there's so much to highlight in this space. Now we walk through the entryway, it opens up, great room, kitchen, all interconnected. Landon, can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with this vision here?
Yeah, so our main goal when we started designing the houses was functionality. I think that you could live in a 3,000 square foot house that feels like 6,000, or you can feel in a 6,000 square foot house that feels like 4,000. And so we really tried to make the space useful and functional. That was our main key. Over here, you got double island, kitchen. We went with black appliances in this house, mainly for aesthetics. They do come pretty highly reviewed. A lot of different options when it comes to what you want your islands to be. We can do double islands, we can do one single island, drop down islands. There's a lot of differentiators that we can do depending on what works best for your lifestyle.
Does this come standard in most of your homes, or?
So on this particular model, this does not come with the double island. It comes with one large island.
Okay.
But we've seen that when we build spec homes, a lot of the clientele prefers double islands. Great for entertaining, a little bar space to sit at. We've seen that that's been more appealing to the massive amount of people.
And do they get to choose, for example, they want waterfall edge or mitered edge, or even location of the sink? How much of that freedom do they have?
Yeah, so with regards to the finishes, if you start from the beginning, ground up with a dirt lot, you get to choose all of your finishes from tile to counter to cabinets to appliances. Kohler faucets are standard. Black frame windows are standard. There is a fireplace that comes standard in your great room as well. But I mean, we go down as far as all your low voltage, speakers, if you want extra outlets, USB outlets, whatever it may be. We can do a variety of different finishes, and that's kind of the benefit of starting from the beginning. With that said, a lot of people do like finished homes and want to be in now. So we do quite a bit of specs as well.
What's your lead time for a ground up build?
Yeah, so ground up, we quote about 12 months. Our goal is to get them done between 8 and 10, but my whole thing is I never want to overpromise and underdeliver. So I say about a year, but we're 8 months or so.
That's still very generous. I mean, most of the time when you go into a big box builder and go into contract, they typically have in their contract a 24 months lead time to get the home delivered to you. So even though they verbally quote you, say 6 months or 8 months, they can bring it all the way up to 24 months like it did when COVID happened. Whereas Landon, where I see the big difference is he says he gives himself enough time, but it's still not dragging it out to 24 months. He says 12 months, he'll have it delivered. And a builder, for them, I feel like that's assurance, and that's also something they can better gauge and plan their life around it. So let's take a look at the kitchen up close, because I really like this cabinet. I think this is very special. The kind of finish it has, the texture on it, it's not what we see on a typical build, specifically in this price point. So what can you tell me the difference on the cabinetries?
Yeah, so we have all sorts of different brands, lines, aesthetics of different cabinets. These particular ones are, I believe these are PCW cabinets in this particular house. But we have a range from your standard cabinet, high end, middle ground. It really comes down to aesthetics for most people when it comes to cabinets. It's very hard nowadays all the quality is pretty good and relatively similar unless you get into real wood, and obviously things start to change. But it's mainly aesthetics for our buyers. It's what they like, what their taste is, how they want the house to look and feel. So that's really what most people focus on.
Do you help with the design prospect of it, the process?
So I'm more than willing to. Some people like me to, other people want to do it themselves. For example, Jonathan's clients, they asked me to come help them out a little bit. So I'm more than happy to give my 2 cents into what I think is great to have, what I think you should spend your money, where you could save some money. There's certain things as we go through the house that I can point out that I think are worth spending money on. Kitchen obviously being one of them. And then right behind over here, you have the main feature wall. I think that's a good place to spend money as well. It's a big feature of the house.
We talked about where you invest your money to renovate your home and how you get the most return. The areas we always mention is always going to be the kitchen. This is the first place you want to spend some money on to renovate if you want to A, enjoy it, and B, make the biggest impact should you ever want to sell the property. And then the second area will be your bathroom, your primary bathroom or your guest bath. Now going back to the kitchen, I noticed that the black theme is very unique. It's different.
Yes.
Right? It's bold. I think you definitely took a leap of faith here, and it turned out really well.
So this house was kind of a fun project for me. I did what I liked. Usually I try to design for the masses a little bit more, but I wanted to try this. I like the look of it. I'm into black and wood, so I kind of went with the black theme here.
I think it works. It works really well.
Yeah. A big thing that I tell clients to do when they're designing their home, little things like bring the backsplash up to the ceiling, makes a huge difference. It makes it look much more elegant and finished. There's not a lot of people out there that do that. Simply, and cost is not significantly different in terms of tile. You only have another, 40 square feet of tile. Mm-hmm. So it's not significant, but it makes it look a lot more finished in my opinion.
Absolutely, far more impressive. And then it's also wrapped around here as well above the cabinets. And then these black appliances are unique. I've not seen these before. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so this is a company called Z-Line. I was introduced to them last year at the Builder Show, and I haven't used them yet. It was aesthetics in the beginning, and then I started doing a little bit more research on functionality, and they had very high reviews, much like a Thermador, a Monogram, things like that. But the black was more aesthetics for this house. It comes in multiple different colors. Mm-hmm. We can do all sorts of different appliance packages. It's really based on what the buyer wants, what fits their needs. And so we try to make sure that we offer quite a bit.
That's really impressive, because most of the time when you're purchasing a home, you get told no a lot when you want to get creative, right? And for Landon, I honestly have not heard him say no to any of the proposals that my client asked, or anytime I said, hey, could you possibly do it this way because that's what I think would fit best? And he says, absolutely. The answer is always yes, and then we'll figure out how to make it happen. And that's one of the perks purchasing through with Landon Miller Homes, because of that semi-custom process, really make the end result the exact way you had envisioned. So I really love that. And this is going to be for what, a pot filler, I assume?
Yes, that's on its way. We're almost done here. A few little things missing here and there. Yeah. But that's going to be a pot filler. And then you got the dual dishwasher.
Oh, yes, there you go. And this is also interesting because we could potentially exchange one dishwasher for something else, right?
Yeah, a lot of people do ice makers. That's a big thing, or maybe like a little wine fridge or something like that.
Yep. That's, again, the perks of doing custom custom build or semi-custom build, you get to do that. And do you have, like they can say, look, I want these to be drawers instead of doors?
Yeah, so you can design the kitchen cabinets however you want. You can do all pull-out drawers, you can do some cabinetry, you can do spice cabinets. However you want the kitchen to be in terms of cabinetry, we can accommodate. Like we have some floating shelves over here. I think there's some drawers. Yeah, we have a few drawers right here for pots and pans. So
take a look at this. Remember we talked about the dovetail on these cabinetry to show that it is a well-built, high-end cabinetry when you see that type of finish.
Everything comes soft close standard in the whole house. And then like I mentioned before, all Kohler appliances, or not appliances, fixtures.
I wanted to switch gears and talk a little bit about the black frame. So you said this more so aesthetics, is not difference in quality or build, is it?
No difference in quality, mainly aesthetics. And the reason you don't see that a lot out here is because they are a little bit more difficult to work with in terms of the construction process. They get a little dirtier, they scratch a little bit easier. So there are some headaches. With that said, I am not a fan of your tan vinyl windows. I just don't like the looks of them. And so we went ahead and put black standard in the whole house.
Yeah, I think it really works because it frames in whatever view you're going to have in that home. And again, I spoke about potentially having a better view when you're in a higher elevation. So that could really benefit to that. And then looking up, you got the linear air vents. Can you tell us what difference is these versus traditional air vents?
Yeah, another thing kind of goes back to aesthetics and quality. I think it looks a little bit more high end.
Yeah.
And I like the look of them a lot better than your standard air vents. They come in the great room and kitchen standard. The rest of your house is conventional vents. With regards to functionality, they function just as well. I tend to believe they function a little bit better with airflow, but I'm not going to quote and say that.
Yeah, it's okay. It does look a lot sleeker for sure. And that's an air vent as well, or what is that?
So that's a passive air vent. So what that does is that takes about 60 to 70% of the heat from the fireplace and lets it out over there. So if you do put a TV there, which most people do, the TV doesn't get too hot if you have the fireplace.
See, that's what I mean about functionality. That is one of the priorities of Landon Miller Homes, is they make sure that it's not just aesthetics, it's also functionality. They want to make sure it works well, it's safe, and it looks good at the same time. All right, so now we're on the right wing of the house where the primary bedroom, the laundry room, and the RV garage is. Stepping into the primary bedroom. Now I wanted to highlight, so with the floor plan, you see double entry into the primary bath, but someone like my client who wanted to have a little more privacy, they can, and Landon had agreed that they can add doors, and it could easily be added whether they want just regular free-flowing doors or pocket doors. Those are all options and something he can do. Let's go check out the primary bath though. Well, we talked about primary bath being one of the best investments you can make on your home. Now, excuse that there's no tub because we're waiting for the delivery of it, and it should be here soon. It's not some very new age tub that is just free floating like that. But tell me a little bit about this bathroom itself and kind of the finishes and the thought behind it.
Absolutely. So obviously every house comes with a tub, and both of our floor plans standard. Another big point, as Jonathan was mentioning earlier, where I tell people to spend some money, is the backsplash behind the vanity. Most people do not do it. I believe the bathroom looks way more elegant and finished when you do. With regards to the bathroom layout, this is the standard layout for this floor plan. So you get the dual vanities, a little bit more room over here, and then you have your 2 shower heads as well. We can do steam showers, we can do sprayer systems, rainfalls, anything like that, depending on what the client wants. Nice. Let's see, what else? All the fixtures that you see up here. So depending on your elevation of your home, you'll get the fixtures that are included. So based on the style.
And you mentioned this Kohler plumbing hardware also.
Yeah, so you get Kohler plumbing hardware throughout the house.
That's amazing. That's good quality right there, guys. There's another thing about this floor plan is it has a primary retreat after you get through the water closet and the walk-in closet is this room. Now, a lot of people don't really know what to do with it, so Landon, tell us, what do you think?
So the thought process behind this room was the other bedrooms of this house are on the other side of the home. So if you have a newborn baby and you don't want them on the other side of the home, this was kind of a space where you could put a nursery for a baby so they're on the same side as the house and close to you, they feel safe. If you don't have a baby, an office, a gym, yoga room, maybe a little TV room. It's kind of a flex room. Yeah. And then what we do in all of our houses, which again, it's a little bit messy in here, I apologize, but we home run all of the cables. So all of your speaker wires, your cable wires, Cat6, all of that is ran back to one place. So this is kind of your smart hub of the whole house. Each of the floor plans have different locations where that lands, but that's kind of the brains of your house. So we try to make it all centralized so you can kind of, we don't call ourselves a smart home, but have the capability of making it one very easy.
That's amazing. And something that a lot of people have started doing recently is having a safe room called like a panic room, right? And this will be a perfect space for that. You can add an iron door, you can have your surveillance equipment inside. This could be your panic room, your safe room, or you just turn this into a whiskey and cigar lounge. Like
Exactly.
All right, so I'm in the primary closet, and as you see, they leave it as a blank canvas so you can build your custom closet in here. But one of my favorite features is actually this doorway, which leads us to the laundry room. So whomever's doing or responsible for the laundry in your household would appreciate a function like that. All right, so now we're inside the 3-car garage, and this house comes with the 4th one, which is the RV garage, we'll see here shortly. So I see that this garage height is about what, 10-foot ceiling?
Yeah, you have 10-foot ceilings. The house comes with the 220 for electric cars.
Perfect.
Tankless water heater, recirculation pump, and then we give you a soft water loop. We don't install the soft water just because there's a lot of options and it's kind of a personal decision on how big and small you want it. And then over here, sorry about the mess, guys. We're just finishing up the house. So
we want you guys to see the raw side of building a home. You're gonna walk through construction all the time.
So this is gonna be our 40-foot RV. We offer a 40 and a 50-foot RV. Depending on the lot, kind of depends on if you can do the 50-foot, but this is the 40-foot. We have the optional mini split AC and heat units. The RV garage is insulated as well, so if you wanted to make it in some sort of game room, living space, you're able to.
Are the 3-car garage insulated as well? And
The inner walls that go into the house are, the exterior walls are not.
Okay, and can they add it as a
Yeah,
option?
we could add it as an option, that's no problem.
Also the AC units too?
Yep.
If they want to have a temperature controlled
So in this particular house, we can't get an AC unit in that one, but this one can have it. In our other floor plan, we can heat and cool all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. And then RV clean out, standard,
nice.
Hot and cold water, and then you get another 220, which is behind this door over here. So you have another 220 in here as well.
So do you have any customers requesting like a loft to be built in here?
So my house actually has a loft in the RV garage.
You have the same model?
I have a different model, but I do have an RV garage.
Okay.
And we don't do it personally. I do know a lot of people that do it for you. Mm-hmm. It's not part of our spec. However, I can introduce you to the right people to help you out with that. And then you have access to the backyard as well right here.
Yeah, what we're seeing a lot nowadays is people are utilizing this RV space as kind of a auxiliary space. They could have a additional loft. You can do either entertainment upstairs or additional storage. You can actually even make this into a man cave or a one-bedroom studio. It's man cave, right?
It is. So I got a bunch of TVs and sports memorabilia and things like that.
Yeah, poker games, park your toys in here, do a couple of stacking lifts. So this is a dream. This right here is what we need. Again, I just wanted to thank Landon Miller himself for being present and showing us exactly what he does, the magic behind the scenes. And I also want to mention Landon Miller is expanding into the custom home division. And there's a project inside Southern Highland that he will be introducing to the market. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're starting that this week actually. It's a 9,300 give or take square foot home, subterranean garage and media room, 3,200 square foot in garage. View looks from Lone Mountain to the M Hotel. It's in Olympia Ridge 4 up in Southern Highlands, so it's triple gated. You have the guard gate and then 2 extra gates. Half-acre parcel, slated for completion October of next year. The price on that is going to be $22.9 million. It's going to be a very unique project to Vegas. Kind of taking it to the next level in terms of architecturally and what they provide here. So I'm very excited for that one, and we'll make sure to get Jonathan into that as soon as it's able to be walked.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that project, man. That's amazing. And make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so we can give you a sneak preview and a tour of this amazing project that's coming up. And for anyone that's interested in the Landon Miller project, feel free to give me a call. Until next time. Thanks, buddy.